She is not perfectly fluent yet. I'm not fluent at all. I'm fluent in these fists. How y'all doing? It's your boy JC and welcome back to another installment. Ebon Light. Real quick, speaking of all Ebon Light fans, I know some of y'all probably like visual novel games. I did do a playthrough called Perfumery. If you notice, if you didn't, links description, you want to check it out. But I know Balcony was saying something in the hiatus video I did about that, and I guess I retrieved my save file, so I'm gonna be doing the last chapter over to see other endings and stuff. So that video is coming out soon, maybe Wednesday, I don't know. We're almost done with, apparently, this is just from Balcony's words. We're not really legitimately sure, but you know, since she already played the game, I'm just trusting her. But she did say that we are 3 parts away from finishing the game. I would say if you exclude this video, we have 2 more parts technically. She also said that I could have prevented Chandler's death, which I kind of figured and assumed. I wasn't willing to go all the way back just to make Saffron happy. I don't even care about Saffron. She could get all bitter and mad, bro. Like, I bet she's sleeping mad. Either way, let's get up in here. No more talking. All right, let's get it. Why is that the first thing bro, that's crazy. And I low-key thought she a baddie too, but looking angry all the time. I don't think it's a good idea to have her up here when we dock. Why? I don't care. Shoot an arrow in my neck, I'll eat that. What? There is no army awaiting us. The wyverns have preceded us. Galloys had scheduled an appointment for tomorrow. How are you trusting of the wyverns' messages? This makes sense. That is what I trust. Kyla. What's up, Vaden? I mean, Boo. Veboo? Veboo? Is that a fire little... Alright. I glanced at Vaden and momentarily stared at his awkward beginning. What does that mean? Beginning? What is this, a movie title sequence? It won't always be like this. You'll look around one day and realize you made it through what you thought was impossible. Bro, I don't care about these elves. They're so freaking tight. Like, golly, always clenching their booty cheeks when they see me, bro. Like, you better. Bruh. What do you mean by that? I don't know what I mean by that, but you better. I heard a derisive, ooh, that's kind of sexy, scoff escaped me. He meant well, but you will make it through. I'm sure of it. How do you know? I'm not sure of it. Yeah, we will. You're right. Yeah, let's get some. Ugh. You mean we? Surprise wash over him with his gaze fell. All y'all could suck it. Yes, I mean we. He looked at me with a smile, both shy and mischievous, as he reached for my hand. Yes, sir. We will make it through. The 2 of us. Oh, we already docked. Golly, boy. Disembarking was a curious, intense affair. There was a small company of soldiers awaiting for us in formation, and many others eager to see us, but no grand defense that appeared ready to detain us by force. Only Duliev trusted this fully, his smile broader and smugger than ever before. Greetings. Commander Kalipor. Thank you. Are you? We're here to assess the bastion. Okay. I see. Her hand left the hilt of her sword, and this stance shared with Ernol, Heron, Vaden, and Lasiaga by their own terms. Man, put it back up! Oh, and Commander? Callie sucked in a breath through her teeth. What? Curfew is sunset, ma'am. You probably not heard? A curfew? By the looks of the others' faces, this was not normal. Dulia, of course, only looked all more pleased. It was only I'm getting disturbed because they're literally acting like this human is such a bad person. Bro, I get it. The cut to tell is the cut to tell, and I could get why you're alert, but brother bear, dog, like y'all are so tight. But I mean, I can't hate too much because they're just their instinct. Where are the intruders? Why was a curfew set? There have been attacks at the Castay. Ooh, attacks! It's from those Lalaris, those racists. Now they will eat you. Now they hate skin color, that's for sure. Conspiracies. It was ordered last week. We have been gone for a while. Excuse us. Cautiously, we walked around the formation of soldiers, only to be mauled by a group of observers who had assembled. Man, what do you want? Ooh, the Frankenstein family. Ugh, that is disgusting. Girl, if you have your baby, I was gonna say something messed up. Anyway, I'm gonna save that for the drafts. They shouted at me, questioning me. Only half in tongue I knew well. We should answer them. Man, I don't answer ugly people. I mean, I do that every day, you know. All right. I mean, why would I say that if they're my family? Anyway, no, we shouldn't. We should get her home. There's clearly been developments. Are we gonna pick an option? It's up to her. Yep, we're gonna pick an option. I wonder what happens if you break the curfew. I don't like how that was italicized. She needn't fear answering questions. We needn't fear Garloy's curfews either. Kyla, do whatever you want. Ah, man, homeboy looking in my soul. Maybe I have to, bro. All right, let's make a save as usual. Answer some questions. I will answer what I can. Speak slowly in her tongue. She is not perfectly fluent yet. I'm not fluent at all. I'm fluent in these fists. What are you planning? Wait, what'd you say, bro? What are you planning to do? I don't know, nigga. I'm planning on discovering the truth. I want to discover the truth. The mystery inside of me has been a mystery too long. This may be a Galilean history, but it is now my own, too. I want answers. There was a lull in the crowd as they considered what I said. Quiet before another spoke. What do you think of our Grand General? What a question. Ask her instead what her loyalties are. God dang, Arnold. It's a fair question, I think. What if we do what the cutter tells wants us to say? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. He's a tyrant. He's a fool. I don't know none of this. I'm just gonna say I don't know him. I don't know the Grand General. I am new here. Your ways are not so known to me. I understand that he is in many ways your leader. That's all I know. Yeah. Dule reached for my arm, intent on pulling me away from the crowd. I think that's sufficient. And what are you loyal to, human? I don't know, I'm gonna say what I said earlier, the truth. That is what I fight for. Yeah. Oh my God, she said that. Like, stop. Freak of nature. Difficult to believe. We've come this far, unaccosted. It is. Nah, I had to die a couple of times, you idiots. The fact that Lacey and Vaden agreed so amicably for the first time in winks did nothing for my nerves. It's good to be home. And so your princess has made it to her castle, Vaden. I'm impressed that your affection has yet to kill her. Homie, shut up, bro. Nah, the peace between them was too good to last. Why do you speak when no one wishes you to hear? Ooh, mind your own business, Laciaga. There you go. Truly, Akila, how you stand there bickering. Quiet now. Let's ruse the house and get some supper, then resume our bickering with Fool. Ooh, she got a baddie. Wait, is this Captain Lexi's wife? I already know. She a Hyuga. What do you want? You're useless. Get out of my face. All of my companions went quiet at the sight of the woman in Dulia's dining hall. Is this a hoe you didn't tell me about? I had no idea who she was, yet I could tell from the tension in the air and written on their faces of those around me that she was not a friend, of course. Mitwan, grandmother. Oh, really? That's... He took my arm and pulled me flush against him, holding me there tightly. Bring her here, Vaden. Why you sound like a 40-year-old cigarette smoker? I just need one more pack of marbles. Heda, I will not. Ooh, what you gonna say about that, grandmother? Then introduce us. This is Akila Smackaho, and indeed, the title is not a fluke. My nigga. And this is my grandmother, Mitwin Millerose. Her gaze was long and slow, fixed on me. She looked like she about to turn into a wendigo as it trailed up and down my form, finally resting on where Vaden's arm squeezed around mine. What have you made of yourself, Vaden? It wasn't a true question. I didn't think he was meant to answer. How may I help you, Mitwin? Now that you've welcomed yourself uninvited to my home. Yeah, isn't this trespassing, bruh? I'm here to talk to the human. It's Akila, bruh. Back up. It's Akila. I stepped forward, meeting her gaze. It's rapidly examined every inch of me. Her eyes cut through me like knives, so harsh and violent. Man, what's next? You gonna bite my neck? Such perversion to the same shade of iris that she shared with her gentle-hearted grandson. Mistress. Ikare. I mean, get out of here, dude. How y'all got in here twice? Now the two assassins had trapped us. His tone and full of bizarre affectionateness to his mistress. But if I needed to use the cuttertail, with Vaden so close and my control over it is so erratic, I'm not going to let you. Muzzle yourself. I do not have patience. Yeah, I know you itching for another pack of marbles. Have her muzzle you. I will not suffer your whippers and incessant need for reassurances. I won't. Ooh, that's my man. That's my man. He sighed, heavy, conflicted, scared. Then finally, he clenched his jaw and settled his gaze on me. Dark and ready, but silent. Let me look at you. Come here. Now, I have to be smart because even though every inch of me right now wants to be like, why don't you look at the next deal that Black Friday sell on some pack of marbles? I think we need to be smart. If this is the Grand General's wife, we don't want to make any bad impressions. And what's the worst he could do? I mean, really, truly. I have save points, ho. I ain't afraid of you, bro. While this was certainly less than a stellar idea, I walked forward and presented myself to Mitwen. She continued her examination of me, and despite all of my defenses, if I had any at all, I got the feeling she could see through everything. Go ahead, you ain't doing nothing though. I got the feeling she could read my thoughts. Only I can do that. Looking back at her, I could see the traces of rage, desperation, and fear. Ooh, look at my eyes. My eyes are ready to attack mode. I see that Rottweiler in me. Though she was not afraid of me, I was almost certain. My husband has done a foolish thing. None of us prompted her to continue, though all of us were eager to hear her elaborate. I need to know your affliction whispers to you. I need to know its secrets. You're not getting that. I let you examine me, but you ain't touching me. The Cottontails? Secrets of the many. She wants to claim that which her obsession from her. You will tell me everything, because if you do not, there will be no hope for you. That it was a distant threat. Something in the venom of her words told me she would release thought to rob me of hope. I don't know, bruh. The savage in me want to say I want to do as I please. Let's see what this does. That is a lot to ask, Mitwen. I do not think I could satisfy you when my self-understanding is so little. Answer my question as they come and submit when demanded. By doing whatever you ask, the island is crumbling beneath us. The dead are arising from the sea. A metaphor, the dead are doing no such thing. You see, madness comes in many forms. Perhaps it is you from you and not I. She wanted some sort of revenge, some sort of vengeance. And my fool husband has thrown himself into the sea. What are you talking about? We have had a possession of the Cottontail for decades. Gallows had most of them destroyed. A small number, the best preserved, were kept hidden. A scandalized gasp. Whoa, my eyes. Lacey might have looked surprised, but at least he hadn't made a noise. Dulier, when I looked at him, his face betrayed nothing. So distinctly nothing that I thought, ooh, what is this? There's a lock. So maybe this option would have not happened if we maybe to our stats or something, or maybe something that we picked earlier in the game. I don't know. Had you known? Dulier's gift shifted to me, and for a moment his face remained devoid of expression. Then he smiled and shook his head. Like a child thinking to himself after first to discover something. You were not the first, Onyx Chandler. Gallows has consumed the Cottontail, as the girl has. So we got competition. Oh no. How did he do that? I mean, she did say there was like, I guess, more Cottontail that they preserved, but why did he go out his way? How did that happen? How did that happen? Explain. He has not left his chambers. He will not see me. Uh-oh. I was very confused. I felt scandalized and nervous, lost, incredulous. If he was this desperate when he had hated it so when he saw it within me, how great a threat he must think of me. I mean, you are a Cottontail user. And what if the Cottontail's madness treated him kinder or even worse than it had treated me? What could he do? Bro, I'm not gonna lie, Gallows seemed like an angry type. Like, he seemed like an antagonist that would just like get consumed by the darkness easily, bro. So it's a Reynolds rap for my boy. Is this true? Why would I lie? I don't know, bro. You've been smoking for how many years now? 40th anniversary? But it was not her I was asking. Are you so easily deceived? Have you ever never known how closely loathing lingers to lust? Hatred to love, and you want a Kyla to tell you what to expect? Are you looking away to cure him, to assist him, subdue him? I'm going to destroy him. Yeah, this is a redneck family, bro. I'm sorry to say it. They be the type, bro. I love my husband so much, I have to put him out of his misery. I was very confused indeed. He has gone where I cannot. He thinks himself a martyr to the service of people who will never know his sacrifice. Grandmother, he is not a martyr yet. Kyla is yet healthy, her mind whole. There's a chance that grandfather... No! Golly, that no is strong, girl. I would presume she was a nigga at that moment. He is my husband. No nigga. My husband. Silence followed. God dang, Grandma. Finally, Ikare weaved in between us and approached Mitwen. Holding a piece of parchment out to her, she took it, opened it, and glanced at it briefly, then headed out to me. What is this, bro? What is it? Take it. I hesitated. Consider how that both Ikare and Mitwen were on the side of the room, and I had a place to escape, a safe corner at least. I saw no harm in the piece of parchment. I stepped forward and took it. Opening it was a written Elven, woefully beyond my ability to decipher. Yeah, hey Delia, you got this, bruh. Delia took it from me. You will sign that. What is that, a contract? Oh, y'all making contracts. When you are called, you will testify
before an assembly of the king, the prince, and the other generals.
Oh, y'all got kings, and where are they at?
That this is a statement you will sign is true. You and my husband are
Her lip curled.
connected by this madness.
Why do we need a sign to prove that, nigga? Like, I literally can show you.
You want to be a test subject?
Do you hear his thoughts?
Why would I? There are some tales that those who are afflicted share a mind. Why would we lie? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna give you the base answer. I'm not sure. There's a lot I'm very certain of. I would not thought of anything that has changed. Wait, what? I would not have thought anything has changed had you not told me the Grand General.
Do you think I lie? I will not waste my time. Then leave.
That is not what I said.
You will do as I wish. You will say what I tell you. You will reveal whatever you can.
All right, I don't even care if this is gonna be a bad ending. I'm backing up.
Do not think to lie to me, child, for I have known liars all my life, and you will not be able to deceive me. The assembly is probably the end of it, if he is not as secure in his position as he thinks.
Why would they believe me? Be honest, bro. Why would they believe me?
Why do you think anyone would believe me, especially if I have thought to make a claim against Garlois? Elves have seen your power, and they cannot explain it. They would not believe you were it your word against his, but your testimony will corroborate the other statements. You do have the power of beguiling the Gillian population now. You're the closest thing to a cut-to-tail expert they think we have. Your word will carry flourish. Mine will carry substance. Sign it.
Ah, man, they're making us pick options, guys. I don't know, Brody. Of course, I'm making saves, but god dang, bro. Fine. I nodded. I say my name awkwardly on the parchment. Dulier handed it back to Mitwin. There was a long silence that stuck in the air around us in suffocating way. I got saved, so if I want to change, I can.
Does it show you things?
Dreams, but not dreams that have proved prophetic thus far.
Does it torment you?
At times.
Is it seductive?
I arched her brow. How do you mean?
Does it blind you with lust? Do you think you will obtain some power beyond what you made on your own?
Perhaps, maybe. Who could say? Perhaps so. She hissed in frantic frustration.
I will send for you when it is time. You and Vaden can live here when it is done. But if you do not do as I command,
her gaze shifted to Vaden.
Then I will find a way to make you submit. Perhaps I will release my rage on him, and then you.
Get out, bro. Without further dramatic threats, the two assassins took their leave. She ain't an assassin, she an old hag. I could feel my skin crawling with their presence, as though Mitwin's stare was still lingering on me. I had expected outbursts of discussion from my elves afterward, but instead there was only silence. Weary silence. Elves lost in thought and disbelief. I reached for Vaden's hand. He took it swiftly, held it tight, and gave me a weak smile. That's my grandmother. I was hoping to put off an introducing you to her until never. For you, I'm alright. No injuries. Dule was as he was so often, remained an exception. He had pulled out a maid aside and lecturing her about letting the assassins into the dining hall. He told her to fetch us a meal for us. I walked over into intent on getting a few questions answered. Dulier, you knew about the other Cuthentells, didn't you? Yeah, like what's going on, bro? You ain't telling me stuff? Dulier sighed then nodded. I heard of them before. I had never seen them. I had suspected they may be fake. But I knew Garlois sought to snuff them out, just as I sought to preserve them. In times past, I had nearly acquired some only for them to slip from my fingers, and eventually the pieces fell together. I hadn't realized they were so common. They're exceedingly rare, darling. And that's the truth. It has been a most tedious search. Why didn't you tell me? There's a lot I don't tell you. Sometimes it's lost in the dance, you see. What you must know to move forward. What might distract you and cost you your life. My hubris to filter information must be somewhat insufferable, I realize, but I am very old, and this dance of ours is very dangerous. But as always, you hope I trust your intentions align with mine? Yes, as always. Okay, let's just ask all the questions, might as well, bruh. Do you believe her about Garlois? Dule nodded. He has been teetering on the edge for some time. Desperation will drive a man to do unspeakable things.
Watching you thrive, at the very least, watching you survive has likely pushed him over. For surely if a human could survive, so could he. Man, Dulier's weak. Dulier's smile was cruel then. What is that smile, Brody? What is she going to ask me to do, bro? What other sorts of things do you think she'll demand if I submit to? I don't know. Anything from testifying against her husband to laying down your life at her whim. Had Mitwin set her eyes on Galoy's position instead of Galoy's himself, I do not think Galia would have survived this long. Luckily, her affection for her husband is such that less his destructive rule reigns, though by what margin remains to be seen. She's a submissive wife? A quick grim chuckle escaped Dulier. In a sense, yes. Though, could you imagine a man like Galois with any other? No, not really. I mean, he's into them, tobacco dirt niggas. He demands such an unquestioning submission in all the other areas of his lives. Dulier shook his head. But it matters not. We agree to appease who we must or may, but we ultimately serve ourselves. We will not be forced to agree to Mitwin's will again if I have any other say over the matter. That's facts. I mean, I already knew that. I was just trying to go through the options, homie. I sighed and looked over at the table as one of Dulier's servants set a bowl of soups. Yeah, hurry up with the Olive Garden, ho. I'm starved. Are you? You could sleep and eat through anything, can't you? I learned a talent, darling. I felt a warm arm wrap itself around my waist. I heard myself sigh as I leaned against him. This is not what I expected. My grandmother is obsessed with my grandfather. What do you mean? All my life I've heard stories about my grandmother chasing my grandfather around. They come together, then he leaves her for a mistress. Then the mistress dies and the cycle begins anew. Telling you, redneck family, bro, I'm not lying. The cycle is hung by a thread. That's her gown. That's grown even thinner as the years pass. And no wonders if the thread has now snapped. She wants to destroy him. I suppose she thinks her marriage is over. I don't think so. I think she wants to bring him back from another mistress. He regarded me with a soft, sad expression. All of this needs to end. You need to be free. Then his expression grew harsher, intent. At the very least, they'll have to go through me to get to you. Yes, sir. Look at that. I want my man on guard duty. Interesting. She has often brought to mind images of a spider, eager to feast on its young as whim pertains. This is madness. Galia's falling apart. Man, who care about this country? Let it. Bro, that's my guy, bro. Even though you a dick. Let it. And take who with it? Whoever's stupid enough to be here when it falls. You, all of people, wanting Galia preserved. That's not what I'm saying, Lysiga. But you and I both know what it looks like when a society collapses without warning. There is plenty of warning for those looking. There is no predicting this. The Catatel was an unexpected catalyst. Yes, Galia needn't fall. Galia need only change. I agree with Heron. There's no reason Galia needs to fall, but it must adapt. If it can't adapt, bro, this country is trash. Just wait till the racists pull up. They're gonna be pulling up with shotguns and ropes. I hadn't much of an appetite. Evening came upon us, and as had happened for many evenings now, my elves spent ceaseless hours discussing our trials. I don't like how she used my elves like that, bro. I don't want to be saying that we running a slave trade out this whole golly. I stayed quiet. I joined them. Why would we stay quiet? I would not be pushed out of discussion of my own life. It was difficult to keep up with the five of them, but my voice would be heard. Yeah, let that be known. This is my life. After hours of it, I was exhausted. It is not over. Erno looked at me, drawn from his argument with Vaden. What? The Catatel. We all turned our heads when we heard one of the maids gasping at the door. Was another commotion upon us? I shot Dulier a look, and gathered he had not expected any more visitors for the night. Still, when the door opened and revealed Galois, I don't think any of us were surprised. We had, after all, been expected to see him when we first arrived, one way or another. Galois. Somehow I was the first to spoke. Hey, what's up, homie? He was looking at me. Anyway, it was so natural enough. So how's the Catatel treating you, boy? My wife does not understand. What are you, Snake from MGS? He did not seem angry as he should have. Not at me. Not at Mitwin. There was a peace to him. A strange and unnerving calm as his eyes held distant regard.
as though listening to another voice. Is it true, bro? What is going on? Is it true, Garlois? Have you also consumed the cut and tell? This drew him out of his trance. His eyes flickered with a familiar intensity. I have what is needed to stop this. Why? It could kill you, just because it didn't kill her. No, I understand more than ever why this must be stopped. That is not why I'm here. Make you, Akila, a counter-offer. Then let's hear it. Akila, you will deny Mitwin's accusations, recount your statement, and testify that she threatened you to lie. Alright, I don't know what's going on, homie, bruh. From what we know about Mitwin, she's obsessed with Garlois to the point where even if Garlois hold her, she's just more and more angry. She wants to get rid of Garlois. It seems apparent. I don't know. She wants to find a way. If we follow her obsession, that might lead us to the downfall. If I go against Garlois after, you know, even talking to the people outside, they may think I'm like a traitor or something. And right now, I feel like if anybody is looking up to the savior of Galia, it's this dude right here. I don't know, dog. But since I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'd rather have a dude with the cut to tail on our side. So that, I guess that's gonna be my option then. How do you know about? Be quiet. Dang, Code told you to shut up, boy. I am offering you an alliance, bound as we are. You will assist me, and then I will you. How? Galia needs to be brought to understanding. She said this much the same thing. These secrets they hope to uncover are not. They are not salvations. They are not strong enough to resist temptation, and they are swayed by a plague that further blinds them. Now, I don't know. I don't know if his cut to tail has different personality from ours. I don't even know if the cut to tail even has a personality. If I'm gonna be real, bruh, it could be the cut to tail talking. What if it does drive him insane? I don't know. Blind Bird isn't as harmless as the name implies. The Nodre warned us of them, warning we would headed as the Nodre few words where it weighted heavy. We climbed the mountain alert, armed and prepared for a fight, but only knowing the name and the size of creatures, we couldn't know what we see. The domain of the swamp is decaying, rotten secretions bedding of their nests. They have the taste for the bones of their prey, to the extent that the flesh routinely craved by so many other predators is often stripped and left behind. Luin Draki submits their taste for bones comes from the growth of their platelets, which shed and regrow as the bird grows larger. Oh, so these are actually like birds, like bird creatures? You recant your statement against me. You trivialize your power in public. Make it known that you feel out of control. We feared it would be. And then when it is done, you will leave in peace. Alive. Why are they doing this? I know it's the end of the game, but God, I don't want to make an option like this. I don't want to make it an option like this. Okay, so this is an interesting fate. This is a risky option like picking, because this is assuming that his plan is gonna go through flawlessly. After all we said in the public, it just literally just counters that, bruh. But I don't like the idea of Mitwin having control and like, because if we leave Vaden, unless Vaden would want to come with us. I don't know. What about Mitwin? And your wife? What about her? How do you plan on handling? Don't concern yourself with my wife. I stared at him thinking I was unlikely to get any other kind of answer. Unsatisfied, I dropped it. And Vaden? Vaden, take my miserable grandson with you. He is no more welcome here than you are. Oh, brother, he's right here. Those who haven't the stomach for what we must do must be cast aside. This foolish idealism is not going to continue. So this is a big option, bruh. So I made a save as usual. I'm just going to honestly pick... I don't feel satisfied. The hero me don't want to just flee, bro. I'm gonna pick Mitwin. As strange and dumb as it is, this is gonna be my first option, and we might have to come back to this. I would rather help your wife. A grim laugh. You will be dead sooner as her ally than as her enemy. By her hand. Foolish girl. I was doubtful. Why would you say otherwise, all things considered? If you decide to throw in your lot with Mitwin, my hand will be forced further. More blood will spill, but it will not be of my own. Make your decision then. I feel like if we leave, it's just gonna... things are gonna get worse for Galia, bruh. And I just look like selfish, bruh. Like, I am not going to suddenly be your friend after you tried to kill me. I am not going to further your goals on this island. Honestly, bruh, I don't even care about Mitwin, bro. A better leader needs to take your place. It is time for someone better to take your place. Galia needs change. Fool. He exhaled heavily, surprisingly lacking the vitriol I expected. His eyes were distant again. He turned and took his leave. Move! I wonder who will grace us with their presence next. Maybe the king. Is that a joke? Perhaps my father will be about soon to thank you in person. Dulier sighed, a smile plastered on his face that seemed more genuine than most. He was content with the bizarre day we were having. Man, say nothing. I ain't got nothing to say with you, loser. I said nothing. A small sigh escaped my lips. I suppose you have counted for all of this, Dulier? Since you are such a master of prediction. I never said I had all the answers, Ernol, nor I ever wanted to oppose your family, or put you in this situation. And that is when I heard a loud thud, as Dulier got shoved backward into a wall. Ooh! Uh-oh! You dealing with Ernol? Dulier, you good, bruh? Ernol! There was rage on Ernol's face. I had seen him angry before plenty of times, but now it was something else. What's this? Explain it then. Twist around and find some way to convince me this had to happen. Dulier's lips pursed, like Ernol was being a child and he had just opted to weather the tantrum in silence. It didn't seem to serve him well, as a beat later, Ernol had gripped Dulier by the vest, pushed him another step backward. Do you think it would have happened without me then? Do you think Gallia was thriving? To further surprise, Dulier looked flustered, not quite desperate, more like angry, and struggling to maintain his composure. Just what I needed. My eyelids were losing their footing. I heard Lacey was give a amused snort somewhere behind me. I don't trust in Lacey, bro. And Heron was inching toward his brother, as though he was readying himself to intervene if needed. Akila, come here. You are out of your depth, and I will not follow you blindly. I have not asked for your blind loyalty. You have mistaken me for your grandfather. My grandfather is mistaken, I do deny that. He is wrong about Akila. I have said this before. But you have manipulated this at every turn, haven't you? I flattered truly. Ooh, uh-oh. It's odd season. Ernol shoved him. Ernol, it's not the time. You are unraveling the floor beneath us. You are making a fool of me, and I did no such thing. You are so invested in this idea of Gallia, you blinded yourself to the truth of it. Open your eyes and see that this is just one crumbling pillar of many. And we are crumbling, friend. Believe me, our island has been sinking for decades. I regret that it pains you, but you will be grateful in our time. We are moving forward. There was an icy silence following Dulier's statement. I held my breath as the tensions hung still in the air. Ernol let out a frustrated, hateful sound and let Dulier go. He started marching for the halls. We are all fools! Then he disappeared. He just angry, he a hothead, let him cool down. Lacey broke the silence with a snicker. Then I heard Heron exhaled a heavy breath shortly after. Dulier was smoothing out his vest as I watched him curiously, wondering how one like him would this light. His face betrayed a little emotion, though I knew he was angry, angrier now than he had been to Ernol's face. A pity. I was hoping you'd throw some punches. Brody, is he alright? Is he going to be alright? Yes. And Heron's answered quickly, not quite convincingly as usual. I'll check on him in a moment. This is a lot for him. He greatly admired our grandparents. He knows how much damage the inevitable fighting will bring, and how difficult the time is ahead for Gallia. His reputation has spent a lot of time building, but he'll be alright. His strength is his, not Gallia's. I doubt it will be as severe as any of you fear. Whatever dire future you imagine, I insist we are already living. And indeed, things can only get better. This is tearing away the dead flesh so we could grow anew. You have decided a lot for us, the rest of us. I bore witness, I saw fractures, and then I saw the spread. But I did not make the fractures themselves. Heron scoffed. He started to say something, but glanced at me. I thought better of saying it in my presence. Lock your door tonight, and your window. Nothing will happen, but it'll help you sleep better. You could stand sleeping on the solid on the ground after all that sea. That is, if you could stand sleeping. I'll see you to your room, my love. It's not the time to have some love, my love. You look surprised. That's something you find agreeable. The door opened for me with a small, uncertain smile on his lips. Of course, my love. I'm already used to it, you see. My smile spread across his face, brought a smile to my own without even the slightest awareness. Oh good, we have a habit of saying the wrong thing, you see. Though at least I have more self-awareness than Ernol. I examined the room and I found it just as I left it, clean. though the air was clean, crisp, tinted with that lavender Dulier's maids were so taken by, as though I never left. I became too aware of Vaden's stare, so I turned to him. You're staring. He smiled in response, looking away, but only for a moment. Of course I am. He is horny. Blush. Found it too difficult to maintain eye contact. A warm feeling overtaking my cheeks and chest. I hadn't meant to make you uncomfortable. Why are my eyes like that? She looked like, so humiliating. Like Ria's. Smiled despite his words. Closer. He moved closer again to my smile on his face, eyes full of fondness. All right, y'all, we gonna stop it here. This is getting spicy, juicy, whatever type of aroma you want to talk about. I'm very concerned for the endings because I feel like it's not gonna be a good ending. I don't know. Okay, like the whole Moby Dick scene, I felt like I was on point with my options, but I still winded up dead. So I mean, we got saved, so we could always go back and change our mind. But I don't know, man. This is getting hot. Dulier is suspicious, but he's not like a Ikure suspicious. He's more like a, I don't know this dude, but I feel like I could still trust him. I feel like he could keep his word. There is some type of sense of justice with him. He's more of those raw, uncut, unfiltered dudes, but he holds himself to a certain degree. I don't know. Galois, I don't know. Even though he has the cut to tell now, I still can't trust him, despite the fact that I can't even trust his wife, and I don't even want her to be in power. But I don't know. I feel like if we were to go with this plan, it don't feel like it would go smoothly, especially after all we went through. Everybody's gonna look at us as like an op, and we would leave with Vaden knowing that Galea could be in danger after all the connections and friends we made. But that's something that I will try out if the endings don't go as planned. I don't know. I'm just gonna trust my instinct. I want to still help the people of Galea. We'll see what happens. Yeah, things are definitely getting juicy, bruh. I know it's not gonna be a great 100% good ending. If there is, I probably did not get that ending, or probably won't get that ending. But let me know what you think down below, as usual. We're almost to the end, bruh. So be patient with me. We're gonna get this done. Y'all stay blessed, keep your head space strong, and I'm gonna see you when I see you. Peace.